On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Black Clover episode 132, The Lion Awakens. Well, here we are, the final episode before our little hiatus. Unfortunately, this is the sad reality, especially with an ongoing weekly series such as Black Clover. A delay was inevitable, but here's hoping that we're gonna go at least out on a bang. And judging by last week's preview, we might just get it. Now, last we left off, we got a pretty decent episode. It had some comedy and some drama, and overall, it was really inspirational. As we see the group of Asta, Yuno, Noelle, Nero, and yes, even Belle taking on her role as the episode punching bag, make their way to Hajj Village, where we get our first glimpse of the impact the two have had on said village. Witnessing the potential in the two quote-unquote peasants, it seems the village has decided to invest in their future, aka the youth, and decided to turn an old Tato's warehouse into a magic school. And we see the youth of this, village in the Forsaken Realm is actually, learning magic. We also see the return of some familiar faces. You remember the two mages that tried to steal Yuno's grimoire from him in episode 1? Yeah, it turns out they're actually reformed and they're teachers in this new school. I guess it's all because of the interaction they had with Asta and Yuno, once again showcasing how large of an impact they've truly had. Not only get to see them, we get to see the return of the Dumbledore-esque headmaster, just comes flying in on a fucking magic carpet out of nowhere. The guy literally in charge of handing out grimoires. Yeah, he's a mysterious motherfucker. I want to see more about him. Fingers crossed he actually plays like a pivotal role coming up. Like he has that, Gandalf Dumbledore-esque feeling going on about him. So I want to see what Tabitha does to tie him back into, the actual story. Now the episode wasn't all shits and giggles. There was a couple very poignant moments, especially when Nero decided to revisit what I consider the grave marker for both Lumiere and Licht, the giant skull that once housed the statue, aka the real life body turned stone of Lumiere, aka the OG Wizard King, aka Sekre's friend. So when she drops off that flower, it is a very, very sad, emotional moment because now we know the truth behind this demon skull. So it's a very surreal feeling you get when you understand and recognize what has taken place. But I gotta say, with all that, the true MVP of last week's episode in my eyes is Nash. Nash is doing work. It seems he's been the most inspired by Asta. He is doing his muscle, his muscle regimen. He's drinking that juice that's supposed to, enhance your mana, except this time it might actually fucking work because Nash has mana. Oh, and mixing with the preview of next week's episode and talking to someone in the comments, orphan, orange hair, fire attribute. Does anyone else get a feeling that this may be some kind of Vermilion love child? Maybe not like the main family, maybe like a branch of it. Like I don't know. It'd be kind of funny to see Nash actually be a Vermilion. But anyways, enough with like the 10-minute long setup. I am excited to see today's episodes. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Just how many setups can this dude do? I'm glad Charmy doesn't change that easily. Well, judging by last week's preview, I'm guessing it's, yep, mereoleona. Oh, she's taking everyone in sight now. There we go, we're back at the volcano again. About time Leopold gets some more screen time, man. Especially for a self-proclaimed Asta rival. Yeah, pretty much. What? Oh, so it's more potent down at the bottom in the cave system. Yeah, the deeper you go, the hotter it'll get. Dude, I have to say, Magna actually needs this training. I'm not saying he's the Wink Link, but, this is a perfect opportunity for him since he's fire. Yeah, I don't know about this, but honestly, I'm getting the feeling that he has the toughest road ahead. Whoa, it looks like Gordon and Charmy got it down. Oh, they got it down too. Obviously, there's a little help coming from their supplements. Yeah, just give her some food or the potential to have some tasty food. She's in it. Yo, is that like a volcano spider? Yo, everyone's running on a straight path. How the fuck did they get to climbing? I'm not 100% sure where the fuck they're at. Oh, okay. Okay, they're using Lux mana tracking or whatever. They're going straight for that spider thing, aren't they? Wait, was that the wrong sword? Did he have that sword at the time? Yeah, okay, that's the one he found in the dungeon. Okay, now I remember. Is she getting delirious? Or is this a heat mirage or something? Ooh. Oh, damn. Dude, it's a fucking spider that lives in a volcano. I'm pretty sure it's used to heat by now. Yeah, that thing looked fucking unfazed. Oh, fucking used him as bait? I mean, that's true. Expect the unexpected. But still. Wait, what? Did they say ancient curse? Oh, no fucking way. Oh shit, are you kidding me? We're gonna leave off on them finding a fucking dungeon in an underground cavern beneath the Yultim volcano? Shit. God, should we even watch the preview since it's not gonna be next week? Oh, I'm sad. Do we at least get a fucking petite Clover? Oh, there we go. So he admits that technically Asta is ahead of him. Wow, you know what? A dungeon is actually perfect training. We're talking about like a serious obstacle to overcome. Holy shit. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, that was a pretty good cliffhanger, and it makes sense story-wise. Like, hey, during this 6-month training that was skipped in the manga, something had to have happened to give us a power boost, and lo and behold, not only was there a secondary level to the Yultim volcano, you know, the top is the beginner course, this one's, you know, the advanced, and then the lower you go is the harder it's gonna get. Out of nowhere appears a fucking dungeon. Like, that is fucking amazing. I'm so excited. Like, this spider creature is not just some kind of, you know, mutant monster that appeared out of fucking nowhere during obviously one of mereoleona's training sessions in this, you know, magical region. It has some man-made, you know, ancient curse in it, and as we know, dungeons are these man-made like tombs by ancient fucking mages that full of traps and just all kinds of danger, but also relics and treasures. Like, our first forte into the dungeon, you know, aka the dungeon, seems like level 1 of an RPG. Like, I'm assuming these dungeons get very scary, you know, progressively. Maybe they hold some other secrets too? I don't know. That's a good fucking cliffhanger. Like, I really dug today's episode. We got a lot of stuff in there. We got to see the return of the lioness. Yes, mereoleona, my favorite, you know, female character in this series. She's the big sis. What has me super excited is you guys are saying Mirko from My Hero Academia is kind of like her, so that gets me excited for Mirko too. Anyways, we see her return, and obviously she's playing big sis, you know, the trainer today once again. This time she's taking up several more people. This time she's obviously grabbing Nero and Gordon, Charmy, Luck, Magna. And we see that the Yultim volcano is making a resurgence. Obviously this, you know, is a good source of training, especially, I mean, I hate to call him the weak link. He's not weak, but I think he's even admit that he's fallen behind the other people in the Black Bulls. This is a perfect opportunity, you know, for Magna to evolve. Like, we need to see him step up. We definitely need to see him step up, and everyone is brought near. Everyone obviously is doing their own shit. Magna and Luck are running off playing, you know, tag. Charmy is trying to sneak away, and Gordon's kind of like the voice of reason. I like that you can actually hear him now. Like I said, the character progression is physical with him as you see him, you know, actually speak up. Of course, dangle some food in front of Charmy and she's all raring to go. But yeah, everyone takes off into the secondary feature of the Yultim volcano. You know, it makes sense. The deeper you go, the closer to the core of the planet you're gonna get, the more hot it's gonna be, more, you know, dense the mana is in this region. It makes sense. Like, it's awesome. It's like this whole nother region has opened up to us. Damn, Tabata. What else you hiding up your fucking sleeves? But yeah, we get in there there, and there obviously was a secondary reason for this. There's more than just reaching it to the center point. I don't even know where the goal was. Like, it said like it's an underground volcano system, but you're not gonna get to the core of the fucking planet. Like, what? So the other goal was to, you know, take care of this giant mutated fucking lava spider that's creeping around that, you know, almost eats Charmy, you know, if it wasn't for the Luck and Magna stepping in. And of course, Charmy, being Charmy, begins to strangle Magna, which is fucking hilarious. I mean, today had some pretty good comedy in it. Meanwhile, our top three are Noelle, Asta, and Leopold. Leopold, another great example of a positive rivalry. Like, not everything needs to be like, you know, well, you know who I'm talking about, but yeah. And it's kind of funny that he even admits that Asta is technically ahead of him. Like I need to catch up to you and then surpass you. But then Noelle taking first place, like after using reinforcement magic on her fucking legs, like that's legit. And even though it's like opposite attributes, she's doing pretty fucking well, you know, until she starts fucking hallucinating. And it just happens to be about Asta in a swimsuit. Maybe she was expelling too much mana. Maybe the pressure was getting to her. Hell, maybe it was even a fucking heat mirage. I don't know exactly. But obviously the deeper we're going into this underground cavern, I mean, the harder it's gonna be to, you know, survive. Especially when we run into said giant lava mutant fucking spider that turns out isn't, you know, your typical just mutation. After we see this little interaction between it and Noelle, Asta stepping in and doing work, but then getting fucking caught up in its web and getting slammed across the ground in the walls of this cavern. Leopold going all out, but still not even scratching it. It's not just a mutation. No, it has some man-made mana in it, some artificial mana. Lo and behold, hiding behind a fucking rock wall and some kind of seal is a door to a fucking dungeon. Yes, a cliffhanger for today's episode is underneath the Grand Magic Region is a separate cave system with even more dense mana, and hidden in that just happens to be a fucking dungeon popping up out of fucking nowhere. So it's like, holy shit, like the dungeons are just great. Like I said, what we've seen so far feels like, you know, your beginner dungeon in an RPG. We saw some, you know, some tricks, some traps. I think there was even a chest that turns into like a fucking giant mouth and shit. That felt like a, you know, level 5 to level 10 type dungeon. Maybe this is like a level 30 to, you know, 35 dungeon. Hopefully it's designed differently. Like, what's it gonna look like? What's the treasure it's gonna house? And also, are we even gonna go to the fact that these are man-made structures by ancient mages? Like, I don't know. Like, I want to go more, like, the dungeons are just fascinating, and it just happens to pop one up. Like I said, Tabitha, you're a very smart fellow. You're a very smart fellow, because this is perfect. I mean, obviously we need a boost, a massive boost in power. Luck, who wanted to fight this mutant spider, right, was absolutely terrified, couldn't even move, was sweating to death of the devil we saw, you know, take out the Diamond Kingdom generals, all right? We need a massive boost in power, and having us go through the treacherous dungeon is a perfect power boost. Like, what do you do in an RPG? You go to a place and you just fucking smack down some monsters. You go farm. It's time to farm. We need some XP. So what do I expect going further? Well, like I said, delays are gonna happen, so who knows exactly what's gonna happen next. In the preview, obviously we're gonna enter the dungeon. We're gonna see what the fuck's going on. Maybe we'll have some badass battles with some unknown creatures. I highly doubt we're gonna have, you know, find the mage that created it. Like I said, we're talking about something ancient, so I'm not 100% sure. Also, the treasure-wise, that'd be cool to find something that could really help us. Once again, I don't know. But yeah, we needed this. We needed this. And like I said, it's just a great cliffhanger. Like, I'm excited. Like, I want to watch, you know, what would have been next week's episode already, so now we have to wait even fucking longer for it. Now, as far as this series on Tuesdays going forward, what are we gonna do without Black Clover? Well, I have some ideas. The videos will certainly be shorter. Yeah, we'll see if they work. I don't know. It'll be more opinion-based, less factual, very theoretical-based stuff. And yeah, it'll just be, you know, something to put out and remind you that Black Clover is alive and kicking. So with that being said, and the wait being that much longer, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.